Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Josh Copeland, and you are watching another episode of The Wind Down. So right now, if you might have noticed, we are in an amazing, different setting that we're used to. That's because I'm hanging out with the mythical creature himself, Eric von Sydow AKA Hypnotica. This guy has been featured in Neil Strauss's bestseller, The Game. He's the one and only men's lifestyle specialist. This guy helps out with hypnosis. He goes in, hacks in people's minds, and redesigns them so that they can become their greatest selves.
I'm a mind designer.
He's a mind designer, and I am grateful and lucky to have him on the show of The Wind Down. Thank you for blessing us with your presence within your presence. Only right. Eric Gonzalo comes to
fucking hand.
Now, before we get into Hypnotica...
But first, let me just interject, because I was watching his episodes, and I'm like, dude, now we're partners, okay? So he's my copywriter. And if I sell a product, I basically would be like, here's my product. That's the way I do things. He's like, dude, we got to script it out. So we're here, and I was watching his episode. So I know your mom, right? Your mom watches this.
My mom watches it, and my cousin.
Your mom and cousin. But I just want to say, dude, you got to like pick up your game, because you're like on this couch, and you got curtains behind you, and I'm like, dude, come on, let's pick up the game. Let's take it to the next level. So Let me know if you agree, because he was like, well, and I was like, dude, no, it's not like that. Let's pick up your fucking game.
Oh, hey, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the new setup? Huh?
Yeah, is this better? I said he could use my house anytime he likes. Does this look better than, what are they called? Ghetto Get Rich Quick program.
That's crazy. That's so crazy and humbling at the same time. But nonetheless, I appreciate it. In fact, this guy...
Is it true or not true? Because we had that discussion. He's like, it doesn't matter. I go, it does matter.
Listen, okay?
Trust me.
I
know it matters.
I get it how I live, okay?
He gets mad at me because I'll sit there and make shit right, and I'll go back and want to fix it. And
man.
He even act like he was my mom, where I'm like, dude, stop worrying about me.
I had to act like
I tend to go strong sometimes.
He tends to kill himself sometimes. I had no idea what I was in for when I started working with this guy, but you know what? It's never boring, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, definitely not.
This dude was about to die. He's about to die. And if it wasn't for me saving him, he'd be dead right now. But it's cool.
He didn't save me.
His hair was not this gray when
my
we
wife
first started working together.
Basically, because I tend to go hard. I go like 3 days straight working on stuff. And he saw me probably in my worst because I was pissed. We had to get that VSL out. And if you've ever done, like I do video editing, usually takes a couple weeks to do a 3-minute video. We have a 45-minute sales video.
Yep.
And I had 5 days to do it. And I got pissed because my computer kept on losing the shit after I was done. And I had limited time, and I was pissed. And he came in the room like, get everybody out. And he was worried for me. He's like, are you okay? I'm like,
I thought he was, yeah.
I'm breaking through the other side. I'm doing what needs to get done to get shit done.
Yeah, man. They call
him
worried. Wolverine for a reason. I thought he was like,
no, it's true.
Gonna resort back to Weapon X and start killing everybody around.
Berserker style.
Yeah. So, it was crazy, but
I don't know the format, so tell me about all this.
Okay, so check it out, man. Before we get into that offer we were just discussing, I can't wait to talk about that. That is gonna be a game changer. But before we get into that, we normally talk about the wine at hand. Now, this right here is called Saint Superi. It's from the Napa Valley. It is one of the top 3% wines in the world. And because you come hard, I decided to come hard for you. This is actually
I don't want you to come hard, especially on me. Near me, around me, at all.
Come on, man. You can't be making me look like that on my own show.
Sorry.
That's not how it works, okay?
No, I'm glad it works. Go ahead and come hard then.
I don't want to come anywhere near you now.
Good, thank God.
But you decided to bring the pain. I wanted to come and show up like nobody else as well. So I went ahead and got you the most expensive bottle we've ever gotten on the Wind Down. Wow. All the episodes.
Lucky me.
Yeah.
And I don't even drink.
This is the 94%. This is 94%. This is actually a $94 to $97 bottle of wine. That's what it normally ranges. And it is one of the top 3% bottles of wines in the world from Napa Valley. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon. It works really, really well with all sorts of meats, including venison, chicken, beef. You can even eat it with hard cheese.
I don't drink and I don't eat meat. What else can you offer me?
He doesn't do any of these things.
Okay.
Well, for the crowd, they're gonna like that. They're gonna appreciate that, right? So normally I would open the bottle of wine with a standard wine bottle. Sometimes it's automatic. I don't know how to work that. I normally do old school. But this guy went ahead and shows up like nobody else.
No, first you went with that one. You're like, wow, that's nice. I go, that's
and by the way, I figured out this is what we were gonna open it, and he's like, no, let me show you a real bottle opener. I thought he was gonna open it with his teeth or something. No, this guy shows up with one of these. I don't even know what this. I've never seen it, but this is. I mean, could you give us a little information on this? Like this.
Yeah,
is,
matter of fact, I'm actually going to give you that. It's now yours.
No, it's.
It's now yours. Welcome.
Come on, man.
That's $700. But you know what? Remember I told you I have like $100,000 worth of stuff for under $2,000 because I love the thrift store.
Oh my god.
I bought that for $10.
Thank you so much, man.
So now that's yours for the show. There you go.
Oh my gosh, dude. I wasn't ready for this.
You're not ready for things. I'll be giving shit all day long.
Nope,
like,
yeah.
I'll give him $1,000 speakers and $1,000 amp, and
So actually, we're gonna open this.
I've actually never used that. So
Neither have I.
well, there you go. That's why I didn't want to do it.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, then this is a first for everyone.
Wait, don't you got to take the thing off around it?
Well,
No, let me see that. Come on, I don't even drink wine.
wait. You
Do you have to like take the top off?
No. You can, but I knew you were gonna open it with your teeth. I had a feeling, right? Didn't I say that?
Didn't want to disappoint you.
Thank you. All right, so I'm assuming you.
I think you got to screw it in, dude. Are you sure you drink wine a lot? I mean, I don't even drink, and what's going on?
I'm sorry, I'm not from the medieval times, Eric.
Medieval times, come on. This is like this is like next level.
Okay.
All right, so what you do, I think you got to like screw it in, right? I don't know. Fuck.
Well, you're doing a great job.
All right, so what do we do from here? Okay, hold that bottle. Okay. I think you go like this.
Oh,
Did it open it?
Yeah.
$700 can the. Well, push it down. How's that? Okay, let's try this. You're gonna have to figure that out yourself.
Okay.
All right, let's see. You know, $700. At least you get a cork that wouldn't break.
I think we just needed a manual, man.
Right, dude, I don't. I'm not a drinker, bro. You're on your own.
Oh, you mean you're gonna let me run my own show now? Okay, thanks. I really appreciate it. Thank you
problem.
so much.
Well, I mean,
All right.
I don't think I've ever used that one either.
I figured this one out. So you do it like that.
No, you gotta like screw it.
Oh man, this is it right here, guys.
Okay.
And then you just pull it out.
So you screw it and then you pull it out. Okay, and you come hard.
And I come hard.
All right.
You gotta earn it though.
Please save me the pleasure. Like I said,
I don't know, man. You
did
give
get,
all these
like,
gifts, man.
Did they like sponsor this? Is that why?
Oh, I mean, eventually, that's what I'm aiming for.
All right, dude, come on. Mom, help him.
Oh no, don't ask my mom. She drinks Stella Rosa.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't need to know what it is.
What is it?
It's insulting to wine drinkers. That's what it is.
Yeah? Well, this should be insulting to wine drinkers that we can't even figure this thing out.
Oh, you mean a concoction that I've never used before in my entire life? Yeah, no, I'm such an embarrassment. You're gonna push it in, but
There you go.
okay. Well, dude, you made it worse.
What are you talking about? At least you could pour it. You couldn't even pour it before.
Okay, well, I have to drink this.
You have to? I thought it was good wine. Why do you have to
You
drink
just
it? You
put
get
a
to
cork in $97 bottle of wine. See, this
Well, you weren't going to drink it anyways?
I was totally gonna drink it.
Okay, well, did it work? Does it work? There you go. It's a slow pour.
It's a backed up wine.
Yeah, well, it's better than being backed up, I guess.
If you say so.
No, just push it in a little further. This is class. See? I got class here.
Okay. All right.
Perfect. Don't mind the little floaty cork things in there.
Yeah, and your thumb grease too. But you know what? I'll still
my
drink
pinky.
it.
The grease is on my middle finger.
All right. Well, now I can't close it.
You don't need to close. I got a cork thing in there. That will save it. You know, it takes the air out. It's a good one.
Okay. All right. Well,
Enjoy it.
I'm gonna let that air breathe a little bit if it can. And now it's got asthma, but I'll let it breathe anyway.
So continue now.
Okay. Can I, please?
Thanks for joining me on my show today.
Oh, okay. I'm pleasure to have me on the show. So, dude, like, you're freaking Hypnotica at the end of the day, dude.
Eric, I keep on telling dude, call me Eric.
I know.
I call me Hip.
I like to call you Hip because
Right, cool.
you're the one, man. You're the chosen one. You're for all those who forgot who this man is.
Forgot.
Yeah, forgot, right? Right, insulting. But listen, for those guys who, if you for some reason don't know who Eric Von Sydow is,
Started.
if he started it. So if you were ever into any dating programs, if you were ever trying to figure out how to attract, meet, date, seduce women, this guy was the pioneer of that. The whole pickup artist scene,
Before the internet.
Before the internet, this was the guy that trained all of the other dating experts that you know of today.
All the good ones.
And all the good ones,
I don't
anyway.
train douchebags.
There's a lot of douchebags out there. He trained the best. The douchebags, the guys that the douchebags look up to, this guy taught them all. In fact,
I don't teach douchebags.
he didn't teach
You talk
douchebags.
misogynistic around me or say shit like bitches, and I'm all, you gotta go.
Yeah, and he's got respect for women at the end of the day, right? So for those who are, this is Eric Von Sydow. He was featured in the game. In fact, you were featured in the game, but they didn't even use your real name. They called you what? What they call you? Rasputin?
Rasputin, the mad Russian monk.
A mad Russian monk.
There's a reason for that.
It's funny. I was actually talking to an affiliate marketer, and he was like, "Oh, I read the game. Is that the guy who made some salt shaker and Anchor?"
Maybe. That might be Steve.
I mean, Steve.
That's
Oh,
Steve.
it could be Steve. So there's multiple
Steve
people.
Pickus, he's another pioneer.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we're the ones actually, if you ever look, don't want to offend anyone, but he has like, well, is there anything you don't want to talk about? I'm like, you better ask me that question. So my partner at the time, Steve Pickus, one of the pioneers, he put out the first how to teach women how to squirt video when I was teaching in it. So all those little techniques and stuff, it all came from him. Just thought you might want to know as you drink that.
Oh man, these chunks of pork, so delicious. It really brings out the
Here,
wine.
now,
What are you doing?
sure.
Now you drink?
I just want to see how good that cork tastes.
Doesn't
Care
taste
about
too
the
good.
wine, but the cork. Oof.
Yeah, it's got an acquired taste, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's floaty.
It's floaty.
It's floaty.
I hate
Would you like
floaties.
a new glass? I mean, it's probably all. Here, I'll drink that. How's
No,
that?
no, no,
I'll
no.
get you. I have another.
I have to
wine.
put my foot down now.
Okay. Then drink the cork.
Well, I mean, no matter what we do, we're gonna have cork in it.
Are we gonna get this thing going, or are you just gonna keep talking about cork?
That's better.
Corky
Than,
things.
it's better than talking about whatever else
Okay.
cork sounds like, you know.
Yeah. So basically, for the whole beginning, before pickup artists. Okay, we were here before pickup artists. Pickup artists kind of hijacked what we're doing, put a bad label on it. So I'm not a big fan of pickup artists. I say pickup artists are people underachieving. You know, this is all about men teaching men how to be men.
Mm-hmm.
And back then in the internet, like I was lucky to get around one or two person in my life that knew what they were doing. And so me and about 5 other guys, David D'Angelo, who's Evan Pagan, who's now Anthony Robbins' mentor as far as business. He got him. Got Steve Pickus. Got Rick H., who's a crazy man by himself, and Dave Riker, and I think someone else. But that's where it all started from.
It's freaking amazing, man.
It was cool. It was
crazy.
a good beginning.
And
it's funny, there's a lot of guys that teach our concepts and just get it straight wrong. I'm like, dude, that's not what I said, but...
imitation is the best form of flattery. And but like when I was in high school, I just struggled with anxiety and approach anxiety with girls and stuff like that too. And one of the first products that I ever looked at was the Double Your Dating book by David D'Angelo. And I never thought in a million years I'd be hanging out with his mentor. So this is an honor, man. Like, and so there's a lot of guys out there. I mean, you've helped shape a lot of dudes' lives when it comes to their confidence, their game, all that stuff.
Just their masculinity.
Their masculinity.
Masculinity will never go out of style. Real masculinity.
Real masculinity.
Yeah.
Wow.
Masculinity is not shaped by society. It's basically shaped by nature.
Yep.
So,
Let's talk a little more about that.
all right, well, where do you want to go?
Wherever
The
you
depth
wanna.
of masculinity?
The depths of let's go
Okay.
into the depth of masculinity.
Well, female, feminine energy responds to the depth. And the depth of masculinity is the presence and the stillness. The more presence and grounded and stillness a masculine man has, the more women respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of that's my essence of what masculinity really is. Bottom line, that's it. Feminine, masculine. There is no, hey, we're all the same. We're not the same
I don't think so
at all. So bottom line is women have their wonderful qualities to them that we can't touch, that we can't get near for the most part, and we have ours. So as long as you appreciate the difference of masculine and feminine, and you have a healthy outlook, and that basically means the golden rule. Can't really go wrong with that. We're all beautiful. We can't get along without women, and women can't get along without us.
Why do you think that they're trying so hard to merge the sexes together?
Well, I think, first of all, they want, like, masculine men, like true masculine men. I mean, we're warriors. true masculine. We're warriors, and weak men don't fight back. And weak men don't teach kids to be strong, and weak men usually get walked over by women, and that's basically what they want to do to society. And it's not a bad concept if you're trying to take something over, but it don't work for me. So my whole goal is really building a legion of powerful, respectful men, that are cool to be men, that are cool to talk about sex, whatever they want, and not be afraid of it, live their lifestyle the way they do. Because, a lot of people at first looked at me and my lifestyle, and they're like, oh, that's immoral. I don't know what's immoral is. You're lying. You're lying and saying one thing, and you're doing another. Me, at least I put it all on the table. And, trust me, it's been extremely interesting to live that lifestyle and to explore it. And I want to explore, like, the extremes. I want to explore the extremes so you don't have to, because it's not really all that fun on the extremes. Trust me, there's a lot of fun there, but there's a lot of going against what society thinks. Even just recently, this is something new that I just happened to experience is, I was hanging out with this young girl, maybe 21, looked young. Looked young for me, or I was like, are you sure? I want to make sure. Show me your birth certificate and all that good stuff, because I don't mess around with that democratic pedophile shit. No adrenochrome here going on. So,
for all you guys that get offended easily, you want to tune out right now.
So, bottom line is, we were out, and she was kind of hanging on me, and for the first time, I really started to get self-conscious this year. And it was the first time as a man that I realized, like, I'm looking at waitresses and tables, and they're trying to figure out there, and I was like, dude, because as a man, and you're feeling vital inside, you don't all of a sudden say, hey, I'm a man, because there's never that crossover. That's what the whole mythos of masculinity is. Where's that crossover from boyhood to a man? So I'm sitting there, and I feel young, so I can hang out with young people, old people, whatever it is. And I'm like looking at people, and I can see they're like trying to figure stuff out, and they're like, is that a dad? What's going on over there? Is there some weird kind of shit going on? And the waitress is like glaring at me, so I said, hey, I said, check it out. This is like the first time for me I'm feeling this, because I have confidence, but when you're going against social norms that aren't normal for most people, I started to get kind of, I guess, insecure a little bit, because it's the first time I dealt with it. And anytime you deal with something, you should always feel a little insecure about it. It'd be stupid not to. There's a difference between confidence and there's a difference between competence. So a lot of these guys are like, I'm confident. Well, great, but I'd rather you be competent. You're confident, go fly a plane. I'm cool. I'm not going to get in the plane with you. Yeah. So it was the first time I just said, hey, let me just do me a favor. Don't be physical or affectionate in public right now. I go, this is my thing. It's not you. And I said, because I'm just feeling kind of awkward. And it took me about 2 weeks, and then it was cool like that, and I didn't really care. So it's the whole thing is what lifestyle do you want to live, and going back to what's immoral and moral. And morals live in the way you want. That's truth. That's integrity. Lying, that's not integrity. So I'd rather be truthful and hated and despised and have integrity, than, put up a good front and be lying in the background. So, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
and trust me, he's seen some of the parties. Like, I'm like, you don't even know, like, what's you're going to see here. Like, girlfriends and girlfriends and girlfriends and girlfriends all hanging out, doing little pottery stuff. And he's like, what is going on? I go, oh, that's what, a couple more coming over.
Yeah, every time I come into your house, I'm just like, wow, I'd never seen her before. And they're like, oh my gosh, Eric. Oh my God, like, yeah. And he's like, I'm busy. Oh, okay, well, I just want to, and like.
Well, that's the sacrifice I made, because you saw my lifestyle. It was pretty good, right?
It was pretty awesome, yeah.
I figured what's most important is this product that we just released, the Mythos of Masculinity, and it's made for men. And I literally cut everyone out of my life. I said, hey, for the next 5 months, this is so important. And trust me, I miss it. But I said, 8 to 10, 12 hours a day, I'm going to step my game up, and we're going to come strong and bring this message, because it's really needed. So, I cut everyone out and basically just said, hey, everything's on hold, because the one thing I realized is, well, I've known this for a while, but it's kind of tough, is, women take time. Relationships take time to cultivate. And if you have lots of relationships, you have lots of time where you're having fun, but maybe you're not getting much stuff done.
Right, of course.
So it's funny, because the moment I cut them out, instantly, profits went up.
Hey man, you're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's we gotta toast that. You know, it's funny.
You're welcome for me trusting you.
Oh yeah, thank you for trusting me.
I
Yeah.
didn't know who you were at the last seminar, but I took care of you. I put it on the sound bed. You know, did a little rain stick over you during that one shaman trance.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. So, since day one, this guy's been taking good care of me. So now it's time I take care of you, dude. Like, and it's interesting. You brought up how people try to say that, you know, the way you live your lifestyle is immoral. But you know what I think is immoral is raising men to be inauthentic to themselves, to women, to the world. And that's really interesting that they would prime guys to be out of their nature, and then guys have to find a way to get back in their nature. And as they find their way to get back in their nature, they're hated, they're despised, they're mocked, and they're everything until they get to that point where they're like, I'm a man now. And then
maybe that's just the nature of people that are afraid of powerful people.
Do you think that it's all a test at the end of the day?
A test for what?
You know, well, I mean, I feel like every man goes through his trials and tribulations as far as who they are as men, as they develop. I think that women kind of they grow up in a society where they already kind of know what to do.
No, that's
No?
the biggest. No, women don't know what to do. They're coached by what you see on there. They think that what's cool is taking 1,000 selfies and having to buy shit and thinking that their bodies is what is valuable to them. Mm-hmm. That's not normal. You know, that's all programmed by society and programmed by the industrial complex for the most part. You know, big corporations. You know, they want you to think that you need to buy stuff. They want you to think that you're not valuable if you don't have a nice body or anything like that. You know, they want you to be insecure. They want you to feel weak. They want you to be dependent on external things for internal validation. Mm-hmm. Not normal at all.
Yeah, that is not normal at all. I agree. You know.
See? There we go. Let's have a moment here. Cheers.
Oh, okay.
See, I don't drink, so what this is, I don't lie, so basically, this is Mio.
Mio?
With a little bit of cayenne honey in there. Try it.
I'm sure. Oh, it smells really good.
It's great. That honey is, like, spicy as hell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of what I didn't expect, but it's good. I like it.
I wasn't expecting cork either, but it's okay.
Oh, no, I was expecting cork.
All right.
I don't drink wine. I don't open wine. I don't. How do you do this?
You have to figure it out, okay? If you don't like it, sell it. We'll split the profit.
No, I'm definitely keeping this. This is an artifact.
I got it. Like, actually, I think I got it for I got that for free. Actually, I remember because outside of the Ambets, they have this drop-off station, and I went by and I was like, "Hey, it's just sitting out. The handle's broken, but you can fix that." And I went by and I'm like, "Hey, they're going to turn that in," and so I just picked it up. So actually, I did get that for free. And then I got home and I'm like, $700? For you to fucking buy this? I would never pay $700 for that.
Oh, dude, this right here. I mean, you never know, man. You're gonna come to my new place, and I'm gonna have this open, and you're gonna bring a bottle that's not wine, but requires that.
For a housewarming party, I will drink at least one.
Oh man,
alcohol is just terrible, disgusting.
What do you don't like? Well, here, that's why I chose wine, because at least it has some nutritional stuff in it. Yeah, I mean, no, seriously, it's got tannins. It's got antibodies. It's got all sorts of stuff in there.
Vivitrol too. Why don't you just go with that one?
Vivitrol? Well, this is actually
Vivitrol.
What's for Vivitrol?
You have to look it up.
Okay.
I know so much about wine.
It's
got water.
Actually,
it's got grapes.
A student of it. I never claimed to be an expert, but you know, so I'm pretty open on this.
I'm coaching him on it. I don't let him say butter.
He doesn't let me do anything, actually. But
anything that's going to be less than what he's capable of. Why would I do that?
I appreciate it. I never claimed to be an expert, so every episode I make it clear that we are learning just like they are about wine. But I do like, see, you got me. And I do like to give some facts that I have learned, so I can add some value to the audience. This show is about just giving a ton of value to people.
What have you given so far? We haven't started.
Oh, dude, we started. Dude, what you have said so far has already changed somebody's life. You know? So, let's talk about the origins of Hypnotica. Where did it start? How did you become Hypnotic? How did you go from Eric to who you are today?
I'm still Eric.
You're still Eric, yeah.
Hypnotica is like the alter ego. And when I was younger, like about 8th grade, horrible with women, just terrible. I didn't even know how to speak to them. I was like, I remember going to a party and they spun the bottle and I'd see when it landed on them. And the girls like, kiss Eric. I'd be like that. I could see there going, you know, and I was fat. I had a bowl haircut. Like, I mean, you've seen that picture in the book.
Yeah, I did see it. It's hilarious.
It's terrible. I had this girl the other day named Sierra. She was over here and she was like, you can't even, I'm not even attracted to you looking at that picture. I'm like, I'm not attracted to me either, you know, at that picture, but that's where I started from. And back in the day, there was no internet. Like, I mean, kids these days, you are so lucky. You're so blessed to have so much wonderful things out there. Like, literally, like if I had to do a book report on a dog, I'd have to go to the library, pay 10 cents to get a Xerox, and I'd be lucky in the encyclopedia if there was like one black and white sketch, you know, of a dog. So back then, there wasn't a lot of stuff to read. So
did they invent the wheel back then too, or?
Yeah, they invented the wheel, and they invent, you know, none of those little tiny jeans at the bottom. They didn't even have those back then. 'Cause they were real men.
Right, they wore bell bottoms instead.
Skinny jeans. You know, I mean, you're lucky I didn't have shoes on.
These are slim.
I normally don't even dress. I did my whole seminar last time in what a little what do you call that thing? A sarong.
Oh yeah, when I first met him, this dude was walking around in a towel.
A seminar, naked.
It is, yeah. I was like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. Like, you know, and before then, I had learned so much about you because I was doing a bunch of research. I was visiting your website. I was, you know, Jared.
Stalking me.
I was stalking you, man.
Okay.
I had to know, man. The legend who freaking started, I had to know. The first thing I see is this freaking mythical creature who's all freaking tatted up and muscled out, and he's like, you know, and he's in this bathrobe. He's like, nice to meet you. I'm like, oh shoot, this guy's the real deal. Because, you know, anybody else is like, they're composed, they're reserved. Like, no, F that, I'm the real thing, you know. I'm freaking Wolverine.
Yeah, fun.
You know, real life wild man, you know. Like, so, you know, that's cool.
So
yeah.
It started there, and at the time, you know, I had a very what is it called, spiritual moment, you know. Basically, like the moment I felt enlightened, which people are like, oh, I got enlightened. Well, it's a pretty scary thing. I won't get into that story, but it was challenging. And basically, everything that I thought was just thrown out the window, and everyone's like, oh, I think Eric's going crazy, but I didn't know. So there was nothing around. I couldn't talk to anyone, so I went on my own journey. And then I started studying. First I went to do, what do you call it, like massage, and then from there I learned about NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. That fascinated me. Massage was great, but to me it's kind of limited. Still wonderful. It's good to know. Remember I did that neck crack on you?
That was sick.
I know some pretty cool things. Little occipital lift is what they call it. You won't hear about it. Most chiropractors don't know about it. Tim Barber, if you're watching this, I know the occipital lift. But it basically decompresses the spine. It's pretty awesome. So I learned that, and then I went on this mission of just figuring shit out. I had so much crap in my head from growing up. I had one Awaken the Giant, I think it was, Anthony Robbins thing. But I don't know, my dad had it or something. And I had a box cassette tape of Earl Nightingale. And I literally just listened to that 8 hours a day, just learning about hypnosis and all that. And literally just didn't know what else to do, just started cramming into my head and slowly started evolving. And then I moved out, and I was with these girls, and I had a little corner in my room like this, and it was... They used to tease me, you know, Bonnie, Carol, Julie, hello, remember that? Little thing that was around here. And I would just turn, I had the curtains, and I'd get in there, it was like my little room, and it was like pink, and it was like a wizard little area. And I used to write down exactly what I wanted. I spent a lot of time there, and it was laughing at me, going, oh, it's dumb, you know, and, you know, eventually it starts to come back out. It takes a while, because you have to unlearn what you learned, and that's a good process. And then finally, got to the point where there was nothing more. Like I did all the work. And when I did all the work, it's like, first, I mean, to me, you come out absolutely just amazing. Fully 100% genius in what you do. And as time goes on, society, your parents or schools, you know, they put a blanket on you. And most of the time it's to protect you. But soon you realize that blanket, you're growing out of it. It starts to get uncomfortable. It doesn't feel right. There's holes in it. And next thing you know, you're like, I don't even like this blanket on me. So when you decide to finally take that off, you get rid of what everyone and all the bullshit that wasn't you. Because, you know, I tell guys all the time, look, insecurity was born. There's a specific time that insecurity is born in your neurology. And before that, like, you were the most expressive, awesome person ever. You could literally be laying there with a bunch of babies naked. I'd be a guy, a little baby naked next to a bunch of naked little baby girls, and I'd be shitting on myself and full expression, 100%. So that's where we came from, and then it's the process of unlearning. And once you unlearn everything and you go deep into your psyche, which that in itself is a challenging challenging moment, which is getting better because products like what we're doing.
Of course, yeah.
God, that would have saved me 10 years. But bottom line is you unlearn, and then all of a sudden you going back is building like the foundation. It's the foundation, the depth, and you can only go as high up as you build the foundation down. And so when you get to the depth of you've got everything out, now you have a solid building that you can build. And then you get to this point and you're cool. You're like, here I am now, Eckhart Tolle stuff. Be here in the now, but there's still another level, and that's like, what do you want? Now we're talking like mind designer shit. That's that's why instead of a hypnotist or a neurolinguist, I'm a mind designer. I mean, literally, I don't believe in traditional psychology. I deal with clients. I've dealt with clients. I don't deal with them anymore now because we're moving forward. But people come to me and I'm like, if I have to see a person 3 times, I get mad at me. Like literally, it won't take long at all. Like our last Zoom call, live on the fly. Like let's do it. Like people that have been problems for years and years and years, 30 fucking minutes with you maybe, and done. Because I know how the mind works. I understand how psychology works. I understand how neurology works. I mean, you saw like what 5 guys had bullshit. It was like a one answer pop 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 because I've studied, sleight of mouth. I call it tung fu, sleight of mouth, mind lines. I understand the different patterns on how to frame, out frame, up frame, side frame, metaphoric, reframe, all these different things, and that's basically where we started. So, going back, it's a loaded question.
Bring it on, dude. That's what you're
then
here.
I started designing shit. I started building what I wanted. Started creating. It took a long time. The whole process, I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't. I mean, I literally worked in strip clubs for like 26 years because of the fact that I didn't really know how to interact with women. So I figured, well, you can't just stare at women, especially now. God, Jesus. Just the other day, I was like opening a door for this lady. She's like, I can open my own door. Like, straight feminist bitch. And I don't say bitch, but uneducated. I'm like, I didn't open the door for you. The door handle asked me if I would open it so you didn't have to touch it. Yeah. So she gave me this dirty look, walked in. I said, you're welcome. She goes, I didn't say thank you. I go, that was the door. So, to a degree,
that's cold.
No, what's cold is that people are just rude. Yeah, I mean, that's just proper. Why would a person's opening a door for you? That's, it's just rude.
What I've heard about that is that it's, I had actually, because I went to Cal State San Marcos, is very feminist there. And I had one woman explain to me that opening the door for a woman is suggestive to the idea that they can't open the door for themselves.
That's just dumb.
Because of the patriarchy. Isn't that ridiculous?
I mean, that's just dumb. That would be like, I'm going to get a little graphic here, but like, maybe I can suck my own dick. Yeah. Okay, so if a girl wants to do that, hey, I can do it. It's suggestive that I can't do it. It's make me weak. No, it's like, share, it's okay. Fuck, I'll open the door for you. I mean, I to this day, people are at 7-Eleven. I'm like, yes, sir. No, sir. Let me open the door for you. Like, it's good fashion. Like, to be a rude asshole or to be just ignorant and angry, and that's horrible.
It is.
And I don't say hate, but I seriously feel sorry for people like that.
No, I get it. I totally get it, man. It's crazy because you're one of
I don't know if that whole suck dick thing really worked. It made sense in my head. I was trying to be.
Oh, don't worry. They got it. Okay. I hope they got it.
Okay.
Sorry, Mom.
Trying to break down that son and mom kind of
Dude, I'm
weird.
30. I'm 30, man.
Okay, so
she does.
Talk to your mom about having sex with your girl?
I definitely do not have.
Okay, well, there you go.
Sex?
You want to go there? We'll go there. Mom, call it in.
What is sex anyway? I have no idea what this. How do you spell sex? I don't think.
Ask your mom. That's how you got here.
Hey, Monica, do you know? Actually,
call your mom Monica?
No, I don't. I hope Monica's parents aren't looking.
Not so brave nor worthy.
No, man.
Okay. Look at those. Yeah, look at like mom.
Yeah, dude, I'm like balled up right now because I don't want her parents to see this and be like, yeah, what's sex, Monica?
What, they're just hanging out together because they're good old-fashioned friends.
I would like to think so.
Dude, intimacy is one of the most beautiful things there is. So, let's not call it sex. Let's call it intimate interactions.
Intimate interactions.
Intimate in her actions.
You're gonna get me in so much
Oh,
trouble.
well, what else is it? What do you want me to spell it out for you?
I don't need. You might need to spell it out for these guys. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So, tell me then. Okay, now let's get into it.
Oh, now I can talk.
You know my stuff?
I don't
You studied
know.
it completely?
No.
Want me to get a couple? See how well you studied my stuff. 'Cause you don't need help about sex.
Oh. Well,
Joking. Let's get back to
there's
it.
Olivia.
I'll let you up.
Thank God.
There's Libya. It's called the labia.
Let's
First
see.
of all.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Libya.
Libya is a country.
It's like in Europe or
Is that
something.
where you go for sex? Libya?
Have you seen the women there? Sorry, Monica.
We were talking about that the other day. Like men, you remember? You're like, hey, we were talking. You know, we have talks a lot. I try to help them out.
This is officially the last episode of the Wind.
That I remember.
I will be
invited.
assassinated by someone.
No. We were just talking about like men, and maybe he was getting a little stuff from looking at women. Like it's natural for a guy because that's what we're programmed that to do. Like we're programmed to check things out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, look, it's natural. I'm like, go like this. You just tell whoever told you that. Okay, I'm not going to name any names. And I just said, just tell them like, okay, so I won't look at any girls if you promise not to look at any shoes or any kind of like outfits. It's about how natural it is. It's unnatural not to look. I mean, that's what guys do. We look because we're sizing stuff up. Like that's in our DNA. You're not going to take that out. That's like society versus nature. Okay? Mm-hmm. You're not going to beat nature. No way.
No, I appreciate that. For all you guys out there who are watching, in case your girl gets mad at you, that'll be what you tell them.
There you go. Tell her. Okay, then you don't look at any shoes and you don't look at any clothes.
Yeah. You could walk into a store without buying a single thing. Yeah, you could do that.
You can't walk in the store because
you can't walk in the store.
That's immoral. All right. All right. Let's continue.
Already the best episode of the Wind.
So basically, bottom line, I got to where I got. I taught, and the reason I got in the strip clubs, people always ask me. I didn't go in because I was a pervert. I went in there because I couldn't even look at a woman in her eye and keep. I'd look, and all of a sudden I'd get this like super anxiety, and I'd look away. Like I could not even hold space. Mm-hmm. So I figured, okay, well, at least at a strip club, I get $1, and I can at least look at the girl and practice, and that's how I practice. And out of all things, I'm a good athlete, and I used to fight a lot, Mexico and all kinds of shit like that. Mm-hmm. And bottom line is, I was at the strip club during the day. That was my own self-test. Like I put myself through the worst things. I mean, if you've ever seen the beginning experiments, I'd walk downtown in a dress with a dildo on my head and all that, because I was trying to break what I worried about what people thought about me. Mm-hmm. So, you have to go against where you don't want to go. And once you get over that fear, you get over it. So I basically went in there and a fight was going to break out and the bouncer was trying to stop stuff and these drunk guys were kind of surrounding them. And I just basically went up there and stood behind him. I was like 21 at the time. I basically said, I got your back, bro. Just no matter what, we'll go down together. And nothing happened. And he said, hey, man, I appreciate that. By the way, we need a day guy. And that's how I got in.
That's sick. So
then I almost got out because people did not like me at all. They didn't like me for the fact. Now, this was way back in the day. I literally would have to go up. I worked 2 jobs. Work in a strip club all during the day in a smoke-filled, and I didn't even smoke-filled strip club, and then at night work in another club that was smoke-filled. Mm-hmm. And I was hacking up shit. Everything smelled like smoke. Mm-hmm. And so from there, I never was cool in the strip club with, back in the day, like bouncers would just sit there on a chair like this, and guys would throw money on stage, and the girls would have to like grovel, and I'm like, that's just not respectful.
That's horrible.
And so when there was a lot of money up there, I'd just get up and I'd sweep it up, and they'd be looking at me, and I would look at me, what are you doing? I'd unroll it and I'd give it to them because I thought it was disrespectful. Mm-hmm. And so now all the bouncers didn't like me because now they had to do extra work, and then it came to the point in the other strip club, girls walk in with all their shit, and they'd walk in, and I would stop and I'd grab their bags and I'd walk them in, and then guys didn't like me there either because now they're working extra hard. Now they have to be late. So it's just a matter of like, you're always going to fight against people that are lazy because your energy, if it's stronger, basically it forces them to work. And if they don't even have the energy to begin with, they're going to dislike you because of the fact that you're raising the bar and you're picking up the energy, and that's what they have to do. So that's how it all started. Like, so you see all the strip clubs and people are picking up stuff? Okay, that used to never be. That was because I was like, that's just degrading.
Yeah. I mean, I read in your book, Metahor. Check it out if you haven't read that book yet.
It's funny.
Amazing book. That you read it.
That book is hilarious.
Yeah, you wrote in there that like you kind of got an inside look on what the strippers go through when they go on after they go on stage, before they go on stage, you got to realize that they're just regular people like you and me. They're not.
They're better than regular people.
They're better than
a lot of people. Girls give them shit. Look, a woman for the most part, it's not going to be a strip club's based. Bottom line on desperation, and they're usually not in a desperate state because probably some douchebag, some guy promised them the world, and now they had a kid. He took off. So what's the woman to do? She's in there working hours and hours in stilettos. Now I don't know if you've ever wore stilettos, but it's not comfortable.
Right.
And they work their ass off, and the shit that they had to deal with, like I didn't put up with it in my club, but you know, guys coming around judging them. Like imagine you're a girl and you're wearing stilettos. You have to be in shape.
Mm-hmm.
You have to worry about your looks. Mm-hmm. Everything's about looks. Guys come in. Now this doesn't happen a lot. It's not a typical standard on strip clubs. You know, some are very respectful. You'll always be able to tell a strip club because it's run by the top down how the vibe is. They'll come around, guys will be like, oh, you know, you're fat tonight. So you're first of all, you're a woman. You're getting blasted sometimes by a bunch of douchebags. You're wearing these stilettos. You have to drink for the most part just to deal with the situations of being somewhat faking the intimate. So it's hard. I have a lot of respect for dancers because of the fact that people have no idea. I've tossed girls out, you know, that were disrespecting the other girls because it's just, you know, they go through a lot. Because bottom line, they're not going to do it if they don't want to. So they get a lot of shit for it, but they're taking care of a kid or two because the guy didn't man up. And when guys don't man up, women pick up the pace. I have a lot more respect for dancers than I have most guys.
That's
for the most
interesting.
part.
Yeah, from what you wrote in there, there's a lot of misandry that goes on, and like misogyny. Not misogyny.
I wouldn't say
sorry.
a lot. I wouldn't say a
not
lot.
misogyny. Sorry,
Misogynistic.
misogyny, and like a lot of like pigs. They go there and they treat women like.
No, not a lot. There's very few. I mean, it's like anything. Maybe I'd say out of 100 guys, you're going to get 2 douchebags, and then that's going to make it the worst. Most guys are pretty respectful, and if they're not, I just get rid of them.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with like women. Like I've had a lot of women. Like my sister. My sister's straight feminist. We do not get along on a lot of levels. All right. Still love her, but
My sister's a feminist too, man.
You know, there's
okay.
Still love her, and
Yeah.
she doesn't understand it, and she thinks it's something different than what it is. And bottom line, it's not, because when we're like, oh, pig, I go, then explain lesbians and bisexual women when they come in to have fun. Are they misogynistic too? Are they pigs? No, because it's the female body. You know, women, dancers used to be what they called temple goddesses, you know, temple dancers. And their job was, because their femininity used to inspire the inspiration of royalty, they used to come in and they used to dance. Okay, well, society's shifted, everything's changed, now they're strippers. Same thing. A beautiful woman who can move, it's graceful and feministic flow and the shape of a feminine body. So that's what this world really revolves around.
Yeah.
Think about it. I wouldn't be motivated to do all this stuff. I don't think you would be either. You know, if it was just a bunch of guys hanging around, you'd be fucking all like, you know, Ted Bundy, or not Ted Bundy, Al Bundy. Yeah, don't be like Ted Bundy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy ate them.
Huh? No.
Was that
No, that's
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, yeah,
Ted
okay.
Bundy was just like a serial rapist, killer, weirdo.
Women loved him though.
There's certain women, abuse. You know, like I said, it's like the rainbow. Okay, you know, like people say the rainbow is gay. The rainbow is pretty straight up. Okay, because you have the full spectrum. And in between, you have like masculine in the middle, red, and then all of a sudden you get to this cross thing, and you get transvestites, you got lesbians. Like there's that line where the blue and the green all goes together.
Yeah,
that's nature. It happens. There's nothing that's black and white. There's, you know, it's energy. It's feministic. So I don't know if I agree with a lot of the stuff. I mean, I accept who the people are, but and bottom line is that, you know, you never know. It's like the rainbow. So this, where it goes to like yellow, green, and red, and it's all blending together. Okay, well that could be the transvestite, bisexual, lesbian, you know, / counter, I don't know, counter personality gay guy. Okay, as long as he's cool and he respects people, let him do his thing.
Yeah, and I think that most people believe what you believe. I mean, there's obviously going to be your pocket people that are like, no, I don't like, you know, for example, LGBTQ or whatever. Right, but I think most people, they kind of like, what they really don't like is being forced to accept one, and then like forced to not, like, for example, like men, for example, straight white males today are like the devil.
White privilege.
White privilege. You guys have this white privilege thing going on. You got this white fragility going on. You got.
I remember not getting into college and playing football because I was white.
Yeah, that's
said,
freaking
sorry.
stupid.
This is dumb. But listen, anyone that tries to be decisive, like, we're human. Okay, that's why I like on my neck right here. Okay, this side or this side. It says Earthling. Like I don't care. I'm American. I'm American. I love America, and I love Trump. So there you go. Anyways, the bottom line is this: like that's just because we were brought up in this. But bottom line, you're Earthling first.
Yeah.
Everything else, religion, decisive, countries, that's all decisive.
Yeah, I know this country unfortunately is built on division, unfortunately. But to be honest, yeah, man, we all bleed red. And I had to learn that myself because you get indoctrinated into this belief that you're different, and then this person they live in a society that's better than you, need victims, and once
it used to be like what the Black Lives Matter shit.
Oh yeah, so the Black Lives Matter, it was supposed to start out as Black lives avenging all of the innocent black people that were killed by police. But then as you go on, as the movement continues, you start noticing that there's a lot of hatred towards white people. There's a lot of discrimination towards police. They want to defund the police. Little do they,
good luck with that. So
little
how's that working over there in Portland?
It's not working, right? And then what they don't realize is that the Black Lives Matter movement is just a gateway to more hate and more violence. It was organized by George Soros, who literally funds the freaking.
He's like the emperor and Star Wars.
He
looks like him. Dude, maybe Edison.
Yeah, that guy. I am the Senate. Yeah, that guy. He's the one that he's the one that organizes all of that stuff, the riots, all that stuff. Then and it's just not about what it's supposed to be. Next thing you know, I was a victim of this, man. For a second there hated white people because I thought I was fighting this. I thought I was supposed to be fighting this systematic oppression that I couldn't control, which made me a victim, and there was nothing I could do about it. And eventually I had white friends. I literally wrote a freaking promo on this.
Talk about it. You still work for me.
Wow. See, if I was in college right now, I'd be deeply offended.
Well, like I said, what's deeply offensive to me is that, people. I mean, think
we
about
work with each other.
Yeah, I mean, just that. But how powerful would we be if we didn't have these idiots in control? Like really, like as a human race, that we would just be amazing. Like I do a lot of video and do music videos. So if you want, you can go to Vimeo, Eric Von Sydow.
Hey, pass that, bro.
And there's a video there called People Possibilities that I did. And it's just a video. It's a great video. But it's just like videos of people just being amazing like this. It's just clips. I mean, one dude literally, he's got an avalanche like 20 feet behind him. And he goes off this cliff. Now, if I have an avalanche behind me, first of all, it's scary enough to go off a cliff. Getting away from it. Mm-hmm. This dude decides to do a backflip. You saw like a backflip with an avalanche behind you. That's human. Mm-hmm. That's Earthling. The little dude. The little 9-year-old kid did the first 960 or 9 whatever it is.
Right.
We talked about that. You're not good at math. The first 920 on the ramp. And then a guy in a wheelchair does a fucking, does a down this big ramp and does a somersault in the air or a flip. Like humans. Man, we should be so much more evolved, and unfortunately, I don't think it's going to last too long because people aren't putting up with this shit.
Yeah.
Or there's going to be some serious shit happens, and I don't think it's going to happen to the politicians, because people aren't fucking around anymore.
Well, I mean,
but bottom line,
only lie to people for so long, right?
Yeah, as long as the media runs it, like censorship. Okay, now I had like tens of thousands of followers on YouTube. My station teaches men to be men. They literally YouTube cut my station. They fucking canceled my shit with no response. They never responded. Mm-hmm. Don't know shit why. Why? Because I might teach men to be men. That's offensive. It's censorship. Mm-hmm. And a friend of mine who I grew up with, that's what I'm talking about. She just got her thing on, I don't know if it's Twitter or Instagram. I don't know what it is. But basically she just got hers. And she was all about this whole, Biden thing. And I said, now you're starting to realize that it's trickle down. Like there's no trickle up abundance. It's trickle down. And I said, now you see why I was so worried. Like, it's not a matter of Trump. Okay, it has nothing to do with Trump. He's rude, crude, unattractive, great, But bottom line, he's for your freedom. And so this girl was the first time she was like, they just can't. I go, now you understand why censorship, and it happened during this election. Censorship's just Fucked up thing. Because they want you to learn and know what they want you to learn. Anything else, thinking for yourself, hey, we got to silence you. And that's, to me, is the scariest thing going on. Is because they take your freedom there. Next thing you know, you got to wear a mask inside, like our douchebag Governor Newsom. You have to wear this in your house, and you can't go out. Yet you're gonna go and
he's over here telling people to wear your mask between bites when you eat. Just like, what are you talking about, man? It's they're trolling us, man. They're trolling.
They're trolling and they're laughing at the people. But like I said, there's going to be an uprising. They can't not be. But bottom, let's get away from politics.
Okay. Listen, this is your show, man. This is your channel.
Where were we? Oh, we're talking about strip clubs. See,
yeah.
I can track myself. So that's the reason why I went in there to get.
I do have a question though, man, because there's a lot of people who do work. I mean, there's guys who work at strip clubs, but they never make that shift where because I read in there that you were the guy that, the girls would joke about, does he do everything that we tell him to do, blah, blah.
Me?
Yeah, remember? When you very, very first started. You first started.
No, you had the fine line, because it is a fine line in strip league. Because, first of all, you have the city, San Diego, they're like 6 foot, no touching. So every club breaks that. It's like, you could get better in a club. Why would you need to go to a strip club? So there's a fine line between that. So the owners are basically like, hey, you got to make sure that the girls stay legal. Yet you also got to make sure that the customer don't get mad and leave. I mean, it's a fucked up place to be, because you're telling a girl, hey, back up. The customer gets mad. He leaves. Now you just took money out of the girl's fucking pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you let too much go on, then the owner gets mad at you. So either way, you're screwed as a bouncer.
Right.
So there is no fine line. So you have to find the fine line of, where's the fine line between the girls having a good relationship with them? Because you could be a controlling dick, but trust me, it's happened to me. So this whole women's Me Too movement.
Yeah.
Like, I've been in with a lot of people, and I had one person do something like that to me, and I was like blown away by it. And if you ever know me, or any of the girls know me, like, I've taken girls that are fucking passed out drunk and put them in, tucked them in, never took their clothes, like, made sure they were cool. But if a woman, and it's happened, and you know who you are if you're watching this, because
shame on you.
They're out there. I've established a somewhat relationship with them again, and because they didn't like what I did, they simply just lied. Said, people don't like you. They just get a couple girls and they just tell the owner, hey, just tell him that he's hitting on us. Okay, well, there you go. Bye. So, it happened to me once, and big lie. And I was like, what are you talking about? My wife came home yelling at me one time. I'm like, and I got mad at her, because I'm like, are you serious? Like, you understand? Are you serious? Like, you know me like this. You really think? But a woman got mad at me for something that I did, and I've been fired that way too. Because I did what was right compared to what they thought emotionally was important to them. And because I stood my ground and I don't rat people out or I don't do this, I got fired. But, it doesn't matter to me, because, no matter what I go, I got me. And I can always count on me. So
with all that going down in the strip club, having to deal with that and all that
there's
stuff.
a lot more, trust me. I would not be who I am without the strip club.
Right.
And a lot of guys would not get the information, because you can't not learn. When I was a general manager of a strip club, I had 50 beautiful women. And they could be some of the most manipulative women in the world. Beautiful. Now, if you don't lay down the law somehow and find that fine line between being cool, because the women loved me because I was cool, but I was fair. Like, I didn't play games. Even the girls that I was dating, I was like, nah, you're going to be extra good, because I'm, this is the way it is. So there's no slipping and sliding. A lot of guys, get girls, and they're so weak that they'll date the manager so that they can get a little heads up. And the manager won't stand up to her, so... you find the queen bees. And the queen bees are the girls that think they can get away with shit. Well, I didn't. So it's that level of, you have to have your boundaries super sharp. Because if you don't, people, first of all, are going to get confused.
Right.
So that's why I say in a relationship, you better know exactly what you want, what you don't want. I have my shit down. I'm basically like, here's the manual of my mind. I'll tell you everything I like, what I don't like, everything, what crosses the line, how you're going to survive, how you're not going to survive, because I know me. And so when you give to them, then everyone can relax. And you don't cross my line, I don't cross your line. And if you do, I'm going to let you know instantly.
So how did you start dating strippers? How did you go from hey, I'm just, to, crossing that platonic,
Dude, if you work in a strip club and you don't have sex with any of the girls, then you're just probably gay, which is good.
I'm sure there's a bunch of guys who would like to have sex with the girls, But I mean, how do you make that transition? I mean,
You don't. I mean, it just happens. I mean, there is no transition. The transition, like I said in the book, you put yourself in an environment where there's lots of women. That's how I started. In high school, I knew I sucked with women. So I put myself in the choir. Like 80 girls and me. You know, and a couple other guys that were mostly gay. So there I am. And then I went to the show choir, and there's a bunch of beautiful women there, okay? And then there's me. And then by the end, I had like half the football team going, he's got a good point.
Yeah.
And then from there, then I went into the strip club. So I've always surrounded myself with women. In fact, do you ever see any women, guys around here? Except for guys that I help get off of heroin and meth and all that shit. But other than that, no, you don't. Because, you know, even you're like, hey, you want to hang out? No. No offense, but no.
You know, you know what I appreciate about seeing that is like there's a lot of guys out there who swear up and down that they're good with women, but
in this case I'm using but because they swear that they're really good. You never see them with girls. You never see them with girls that are like, oh my god. And if you do see them with girls, they're like, oh. With you though, it's like, whoa, like I only see that in front of a Maxim or Playboy magazine, and they're just and that's what you want to put value to, like what I consider mathematically proportionate, because really beautiful women are just mathematically proportionate. They're actually more common than a woman who people would say is ugly or something like that. But I mean, I do have women, you know, and it's weird because on one level I feel super superficial because I have women that, you know, and they know because I tell them, I'm like, you know, it's kind of odd because if I show up to a seminar, people are going to judge me and my business, and I don't mind, I don't care, but it's part of the whole dating thing. Like I have women that just have beautiful personalities, and that's so much more attractive. I mean, I've dated girls that were on Perfect 10 covers and stuff like this, and to me, like looks. I mean, I've been with the most. To me, where I'm just thinking in my head, congratulations, you don't get better than this, and I can appreciate a woman with a beautiful personality, and that was like one of my experiments. Is I had sex with like this lady. I was like 50 something years old, like 200 something pounds, because I experiment a lot, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I still enjoyed the moment, I enjoyed the pleasure, I enjoyed the intimacy, and after that, like it just blew my model of who I could explore pleasure with and enjoy. And after that, like I just got rid of all that programming. Everything in between is just wonderful, you know. Like as long as they have a good personality, that's huge. You know?
That's beautiful, man.
It can be.
That's really nice, man. There's a lot of shallow guys out there who think they want this.
Well, because it's based on validation of who you are as a man. Like, who are you as a man? Well, I'll tell you who you are as a man. You're superficial and you're fragile because you need to take photos. Like, you know, these dating coaches. Look on their fucking thing. They're all around surrounded with girls. And I take photos. You never see me take photos. Rarely. You know, and put girls up there because they're using that as the validation of this is the prize, and here's me with it. I'm going to link that anchor. I mean, basically everything comes down to association, anchor, Pavlov. Here I am next to a girl, so look, I have more validation. That's not validation. That's insecurity.
You might have like just destroyed a lot of like dating coaches' game out there.
Well, you know, if they can come up and they handle it. I see a lot of dating coaches right now deleting their profile. Go ahead, I'll name you a fruit, but that's it. You know, like you don't see me flaunting shit. I don't flaunt shit. I mean, I just show my parties, but that's my lifestyle. That's not me flaunting shit. And a lot of these guys are, hey, look at me with women. Hey, I'll post this, and you know, guys that just take photos with girls just to put up there. It's ridiculous. But that's how, you know, and that's like the whole thing about society. That's how women are programmed to, hey, you got to look good and you got to have the newest shit. Well, guys are the same way. Like, you know, so women, you know, and it's sad to a degree because women don't understand that about men. You know, men are basically raised like the more masculine you are or the more manly you are, the more women you get. Well, that's not true either. So it's not matter how beautiful you are, how good your looks are, your shape. That has nothing to do with humanity. That has to do with society teaching you what's proper and what's cool and what's not. And it's just a sad thing, especially for men. You know, and I have this discussion, heated usually, with women a lot, where, you know, I say, bottom line is getting laid for a man's a chore, getting laid for a woman's a choice. And it really is. And I've had a lot of heated discussions with that. But a man who's been in a relationship for 20 years, you know, and he gets a divorce, he don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, especially if they've never done the internet before. You know, he's lonely. He can't go to a bar now. You can't even fucking walk up to a girl. So what's he going to do? He doesn't know where to go, so he's sitting at home, he's depressed. I mean, that's why suicide rates for men are like 25% more above the age of 40. Mm-hmm. Why? Because a man doesn't have that choice. A woman, hey, you can go anywhere. Whatever age you are, there's going to be some man that's interested in you. Men don't have that choice. Mm-hmm. You know, so men are men, and if they don't have that, you know, and it's unfortunate because that's why I don't train a lot of dating coaches or deal with a lot of people on that level, because they just suck. Mm-hmm. And I don't want a guy coming thinking that, hey, this dating coach is going to teach me and I can't learn, so I must be a piece of shit. I'll never get laid. I'll never have intimacy in my life, so fuck it. You know what good's living? You know, so they off themselves. And so it's a bummer thing for dudes because, you know, a lot of them are just lonely. Mm-hmm. And that's like human compassion or human empathy, is to be with people, you know, and to connect. Like, if you don't connect with someone, like, you know, how important is life?
Right.
So that's the problem that, you know, women are saying. And that's the problem with this whole Me Too thing or stuff like that, is because you can't open a door now. You can't even walk up to them. When you walk up to them, it's harassment now. There's a big difference between walking up. You know, it has to happen. Like, if men don't walk up, you know, then we're all going to be basically on an earthless, peopleless earth. So we have to do it. So you don't understand that.
Right.
You know, and that's the whole trick. So what does a man do after 40? You know, I don't want anyone killing themselves because they're lonely. That's sad.
Right.
So, okay. Can we get on the positive side of this?
Hey, dude,
we're going down the hole.
I'm letting you do your thing.
And listen, guys, what time is it? Because I have my Mythos Masculinity daily power up. Mm-hmm. And I get really picky and professional. You don't like it, but
I respect it. Kill your opinion me as a bad guy.
He won't let me down. He won't let me. No, come on, it's good enough. No, fuck that. It's not good enough.
When's the last time you slept, Eric? 36 hours ago. Oh, okay, yeah, but hey, perfectionism.
Did it get done? Got done.
All right, well, let's talk about something positive.
Okay.
Polyamory.
Oh, polyamory?
Yeah. So, I mean, like,
Can we bring your girlfriend in and have that kind of discussion?
My girlfriend or your girlfriend?
It's my wife. No,
I'm not talking about your wife.
Polyamory. Positive. Is it positive enough that you could have your girlfriend sitting here and talking about it?
Sure. You know what? Actually, my girlfriend is very open-minded. Yeah, you want to call her that? My phone is right there. Yeah, she's very open. She's very open, and she's.
I'm joking with you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. No. But she would be down here to kick it, you know.
Polyamory, listen, I've done everything, literally. Like, you know, people always, polyamory, like, all that stuff. Nothing better than a good old one-on-one, you know, menage a trois, menage a quas, menage a trois, whatever.
Yeah.
Good one-on-one's the best, man. Like, just a good connection with one person, two people's cool, but it's the novelty.
Right.
That don't make men either. You know, bottom line is good, solid relationship based upon values and morals, you know, which is weird to say. But values, you know, the society's got all backwards. You know, everything you see is love at first sight. That's not that. It's values. Right. What are your values? What are your morals? You know, what is your criteria for living? Mm-hmm. If you don't have that, good luck.
Yeah, dude, it's interesting you said that. My mentor, Jason Capital, he was explaining to me that he was like, yeah, dude, if I can do it all over again, because he used to be a dating coach back in the day, and he understood like the social dynamics and all that stuff. And he would say that, you know, if I could do it all over again, I'd just choose one girl and just go deep.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't know about that. You know, I mean, I know my middle ground. Like, growing up, there was no book. So I would think many times and say, yeah, I'm monogamous. And I'm not. Bottom line, I know my thing. I like two girls and a third, and that's my beautiful balance. I feel perfectly content. I'm not out there hunting, and I've had arguments with women about that. I go, look, you know, if we can cultivate this thing based on love and respect, and, you know, basically, you know, get rid of the fear, the jealousy, because love, Johnny's a porno, good job. He's helped me a lot. He's the only one that can really give me advice on this, used to. Love. You know, I have that song called Love Triangle. And it's like love's additive. It's not subtractive. So let's just say this is my dog.
Okay.
I love this dog, and I love this dog. You're such a good dog. And all of a sudden, you know, another dog comes. I go, hey, sorry, dog, fuck. Sorry, take 50% of your love, and I got to split it. No, now love just became additive. Now I have more love for this and more love for that. So there's more love in the world. Now, if I were fearful, like, oh, this dog's better than... No, the dog's not better. It's unique. You know, so I'm not the guy who's going to go, hey, baby, you want to go nice romantic little walk and go picnic? I'm not that guy. Now, if a woman I'm dating or something like this or hanging out with wants that, who am I to say, no, you can't have that? Like, yeah, go get it. Who am I? You know, I want you to have all the experiences you want. And, you know, it's with, like a lot of these guys, I don't get it. You know, you can do this, you can do that. Man, if you're going to live the lifestyle, that's one thing I say. If you guys think this is all fine and dandy, you got to learn to take the sting, because you're going to get your heart. You're going to feel your heart big time. I go, no one's going to ever break my heart. They'll bruise the fuck out of it, you know, but you're not going to break it. You don't give anyone that kind of power. So that's bottom line, you know. So fear or love. No matter what, people say, oh, you don't love me. No, you don't love you enough to have faith in yourself that I'm going to be more cool with you in a relationship. Because you accept me, and when someone accepts who they are and can completely 100% have faith in who they are and be cool with it and trust, you have more love for that person. You know, that's how you get resentment, when you don't let a person be who they are. You know, I want them to have the experiences. I'm all for it, you know. I just have a 24-hour rule. If you're with someone intimately, give me 24 hours, because I don't really want to taste snowball in my mouth. You know?
Okay.
It's just personal rule.
Yeah. No,
And I hope they don't break it.
that is a golden rule. That's a golden rule, man. I mean, so...
Tell me the format. He's like, tell me the format. I go,
Dude, I had it all on lock, and this is a good bottle of wine.
Yeah.
How many experiments have you done in regards to like relationships and women and things like
I
that?
don't stop. I mean, literally, like, I just recently told people this because it was probably the hardest experiment. I have a lot of people, I help a lot of people, PTSD, people come over here, and you see them.
Yeah.
People here that are hardcore drug addicts, heroin. So for a year, maybe a little longer, I went hardcore, like meth and heroin, because I was like, I'm going to find the protocol to get these people out, because I need to know what they're going through. Now, I used to be like fucking tweakers. I got a lot of like empathy now, like, because when I tried coming off, that was fucking horrible, you know, and I did it 3 times, because the first time I'm like, okay, that was fucking scary as fuck, like really scary. Like, I never knew you could feel so shitty. I lost my entire visions a couple times, scared the shit out of me. And then, so I'm like, okay, well, I got to go back in, because I got to get this off quicker. So I'd go back in, figure the protocol, what are the amino acid therapies, basically build it up and figure out how to get people off. And then finally, I got out, and then they're like, well, you just didn't shoot it. Oh, okay, I got to go back in. Okay, well, pop, there you go. Okay, like, I want to take away the excuse. And so, you know, I would not recommend this at all. But I know myself enough to know that, you know, like, and I told everyone, I said, listen, I know this looks bad. Okay, and it is bad. I'm going to tell you, it's horrible. It's terrible. But bottom line, I knew this point was coming where we're going to deal with like the mythos and masculinity. I go, look, I don't want to do my experiments anymore. I've done every experiment you can with every situation that I can think of that I'd want to. So by doing the experiments, I can go places that most people can't. Like, you see how fast I work with people. Like, you know, like you have an issue or whatever, shit's fucking with your head. People depressed, ready to kill, 5-10 years therapy, like, can't fuck bring it 30 seconds, okay, or you know, a couple of minutes. Sometimes it takes that short.
Right.
You know, you saw fast. You know, something that you knew that brought you came to me. How fast did that take? And then she's been dealing with for how long?
Dude, since she was young.
Yeah, like fuck traditional therapy.
5 or 4.
Everything you say, any kind of belief can easily flip around. I'm like, that's why I did it live on the call. You know, give me your best shit. I'll flip it right around. You know, on you. I'll put it on itself and break it down, because it's all in your neurology. It's what works, what doesn't, how to flip it around, how to get rid of. Bottom line, hypnosis and neuroscience and all that shit comes down to 2 things. One is anchor and reframing. That's it. You understand how anchoring works in the body, how emotions are combined, you know, through the neurology, that which wires together, fires together, yada, yada, yada. And reframing is how do you frame the situation? Like, what's the frame of it? You know how to change that? You're done. Easy. Psychology, over.
That's freaking dope. I don't know too many people who just can break down something so complex like that.
Well, just think LSD and mushrooms and drugs and all that shit, because I've done a lot of experiments. Trust me. Trust me. My wife sees some fucking weird shit. And I've done some weird, I do a lot of weird shit.
I think
Not
that's
so much anymore.
I think that's the definition of mastery, when you can take something and simplify it to where anyone can understand.
No. Einstein, you know, make things simpler. No simpler.
That is sick. That is freaking sick. So, I mean, now that we're talking about it, let's talk a little bit more about hypnosis. So you had mentioned that you had learned about it to kind of get over your own problems and demons at first. But, you know, for those who don't... I'm not going to negate that. And...
I'll grab this. I'll try this.
Go for it, Doc. Okay. This is your house, man.
Is that healthy?
This is awesome. This is awesome. Anybody watching this, shout out to how real my guest is.
Yeah.
I'm actually his guest.
In my house.
And I'm in his house.
Ooh, it tastes good.
This is like the perfect way to frame the situation, by the way. Like he doesn't think I know. I know exactly
White
what he's
guy
doing.
and black guys actually getting along. Wow.
This is what Stevie Wonder was talking about when he made Ebony and Ivory with that one white guy. Don't know his name.
It was great back in the day with Blazing Saddles. Some of you guys don't know. It's Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. I think it was Richard Pryor, yeah.
Yeah, or Michael Jackson.
It used to be beautiful. Like, if you're out there, kids, and you think that, there's a lot of ugliness that happens, but there's a lot of beauty. Like, if you buy into the identity of politics, you're really being fucked over.
Definitely.
Big time. Like, go to the Vimeo. Eric Von Sydow, look at Robotic Ways. Talks all about that. You're a homophobe, xenophobe, racist, misogynistic.
Yeah.
That's what they say when you don't have to think their own way. It's a lame way to think. The media is not your shrink.
I wish more people thought like you, man. Seriously, because we would get along.
We're making it that way.
We will along. Oh yeah, I mean with this program the program we got right now, it's crazy. Let's talk a little more about that. Okay. The Mythos of Masculinity was actually the first program that you and I started working on, and
we were going to do one program, and then I'm like, let's go bigger.
Yeah, collection of.
Because after you wrote the VSL, and I was reading it, I'm like, no, we could go bigger than that. Let's stretch, and I'm stretching.
We stretched. I was not expecting this. Like, I thought that this was going to be like, okay, cool, quick money grab, and then we grow into something bigger in the long run. But what really you created is just, I mean, it's going to reshape. You already see other people trying to like hop on this.
The comments that we're getting from the guys, like, I mean, it's the bomb. I mean, I know my shit.
What are some of the craziest comments?
Well, we had the one guy like, hey man, I was playing in the background. My wife just came and started having sex with me. Okay, I hung up on my boss, and he called back and apologized.
Yeah.
I had a couple today. Guys like, hey man, I don't know about you, but all of a sudden, like, I've had sex with like 3 girls, and all these guys are coming out of the woodwork. The stories are awesome, man. I love reading them in the comments. They're just amazing. But that's the power of compounding. Like literally, when you're trying to do self-help as a man, you gotta go here. Like, man, I'm taking the best of the best that I know, and I'm putting it in, and I'm sitting there 8 to 10 hours a day designing it, the sound design, and making sure it's the best of the best of the best, where you don't have to worry about it. 15 minutes a day, today's 30. I can give extra and bonuses.
And bonuses. Dude.
I know what it takes for a person to be powerful. Like, I'm noticing my game's up, everyone else's game's coming up, and we're only on day 24.
Day 24.
We got like 100 and something more days to go. Like, we're covering, they say the 4 archetypes of man is king, warrior, magician, lover. Man, there's the fucking hunter. And that's what I'm bringing out. I'm going to teach them all about the hunter. That's a powerful thing. The hunter is the modern day hunter is the guy who works. He's got to go out there. So every day we're focusing, like the first month is all about the warrior, building the warrior energy. And the warrior energy is all about, like what Mark Joyner said, confrontation, healthy confrontation. You're going to either fight or flight or freeze. Fight, okay, you stay there, that's confrontation. Run, okay, that's okay, maybe it'll save your life. Or freeze, not good. So we're developing that, and we're building that powerful, like, this trance coming out, oh man, was it good. I don't smoke weed, I don't like to do that. But last night I took a little pop of hash, and man, I got real creative. When you hear the new warrior initiation, wow, it's fucking badass. I mean, the power that it's generating is going to be cool. Now we're going into the hunter energy, and then we're going to go into the magician, and that's creation. Then we're going into the lover, and that'll be great. And then the king. And so we're developing masculinity on all levels, healthily. And man, I mean, these guys are going to be powerful. I'm like thinking, Jesus, by the time they're done, some of these guys are getting such powerful changes because of the compounding every day, 15 minutes. They don't have to do shit. They just basically got to listen to that.
Yeah. And
the results that people are getting is out of this world already. Like, I'm super proud to be a part of that. And even the call, guys are talking, I mean, these are not douchebag guys. There was one guy, like some security agent for the government shit.
Yeah.
Like, we got like some serious people on here.
Yeah.
Best of the best. And people are like, why wouldn't you want to improve yourself?
Dude, not even a week in, and you already had over 100 members. Now we're at like, we're almost at 300 members.
We haven't pushed it. Like, I'm like, no, we're not going to go big yet because we're still working out. Trust me. He came over, I started yelling at him because, he's like, don't worry, I'll do everything. I'm like, man, I'm fucking doing the audio, I'm doing the video, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing everything. I got to answer I'm doing everything. Like, it's just me, And
it is just you. I can't do hypnosis.
Yeah. Like, hey, thanks to the team. I go, they got the writer and then Tim, who kicks ass. He's the audio guy. That's it. Tim gives me the music. You write the copy, and I do everything else. Like, that's the big team.
I will say, man, I think Mythos of Masculinity is
It's gonna be the best.
it's the best
ever.
program ever. It's the most fun VSL I've ever written, and I mean, dude, I mean, the program is so amazing. The VSL is so amazing. When you put those spins on it as like the music in the background, we upgraded. I mean, people who are gonna see that VSL, they're gonna be like, I need to step my game up in the marketing realm and in the masculine men's confidence product. Like, we're doing some next level stuff right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way to do it. You know, I wanted to throw it in the gauntlet because you're not going to get 30 trances and bonuses and Zoom calls for $49 a month.
Nothing.
Like, did one of my hypnosis tracks, and I threw 2 hypnosis tracks that I sell normally. I'm like, shit, the free shit that I got is worth more than this because, you know, I want to get paid for my time because I spend a lot of time here.
Right, of course.
But $49 to get like a new trance every fucking day. You know, I'm laying it down on the table like, you better pick up your game, guys. Like,
yeah,
because guys always got super mad at me. Another, why don't you charge 10,000? You're bringing down because you're like, because I don't want to charge 10,000. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to charge 10,000, but I'm not gonna say no to some kid who's trying to get love in his life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do that. You know, I think this is a fair cost, but you know, I'm not gonna sell out. You know, now I told him, I said, look, I'm about to just cut that level off. I'm not doing this shit no more. You know, I'm like, now it's like top dollar.
But that's the thing. People are, and that's the thing. See, I gotta really reframe. And that's the thing. The fact that guys are getting angry with you because you're not charging more, what does that say about the program? That's how much value that you're putting out there.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care.
You know? That's insane. And it's so insane.
Well, it's because then their one little program for $50 that they sell, they get one little thing. Okay, I'm basically saying, okay, what's wrong? Give more value.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to give you more value, more content, better production, at this price.
Yeah.
You know, that's just fear again.
Yeah, and the concept of it all, you know, rites of passage for men. I saw someone else, some other group. They tried to hone on that too. I'm sure they have a nice program.
Yeah, rites of passage is important, man. Like I said, if you're a man, you don't have rites of passage. You get trapped between boy and manhood, and you know, like I said, lots of cultures have it. We don't have it. There's no modern day. At least like physically, there's some shit out there that guys will do. That there's a physical rites of passage. There's a mental rites of passage. I'm sure there's emotional rites of passage as well that men can go through. But in their mind, hey man, like 5 months, if you don't put the time into developing your mind for 5 months with the best you can buy, like I guarantee that there's going to be nothing ever that's going to beat the mental rites of passage to be a man. You know, physically, hey, there's guys that do it way better than I do. But that's it.
Yeah, right.
You know, so at least in your mind, you can say, dude, I can tell you. And it's funny because I got on my call and, you know, I'm pretty real straightforward. You know, I'm like, all right, you fucking guys, I told you one a day because I want you compounded while your unconscious mind processing that entire process one day. And I said, every day we do it. It's called compounding. This isn't society where you rush and you just get to the next one because that teaches a very bad thing in society. And so I'm looking because I can see on the membership, I'm like, okay, so these guys want to get to the lead because why? Because they want to be with everyone else or whatever fucking reason they want.
Yeah.
But I'm like looking at it, and so I just basically said, hey, I know you guys are cheating. I can see you start on the 15th and now you're caught up. I told you not to do this. So I made a special trance because integrity and honesty is a part of the warrior energy. I said, so you're not going to get this trance. Like I suggest you go back and start because you're going to get results no matter what.
Of course.
So this is built to be compounded, so it all stacks. Not everything's going to work right away. Sometimes trances happen. Sometimes you're in a different modes when you drink too much coffee. Sometimes you ate too much. Whatever. Go back. You don't go into trance this time. Hey, maybe you'll go into trance next time. But do it every single day because you're getting in that consistency. And I've woven in like gratitude every day because I'm building the foundation of 5 months worth of this is how you start your day. This is how you do powerful things in life. And this is how you have gratitude. This is how you build a powerful person. You know, there's no skipping around. You don't skip through this. You don't want to skip through shit. You know, you want to do it right and do it properly. That took me a long time, because I used to try to think I was the craftiest motherfucker around, getting away from everything. That shit came back and bit me in the ass because eventually you built those horrible habits. And in a global economy, man, you got competition. You can't fuck around.
Right.
It's like everyone, you pick up your game or get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah. With this program, guys are going to enter it in 5 months. They're going to be brand new men. What does that mean for today's modern society? What kind of contributions? Yeah.
These guys are going to be rock stars. Like the legion of men that I'm building, hopefully, you know, with them as well. It's just going to be just a powerful, solid man, not based upon insecurity. You know, and that is a man that is solid with who he is, what he wants. He's not going to lie. I mean, when I used to work at the strip club, and once in a while I used to drive the cheetah bus. And so I'd pick up parties. Man, I used to sit there driving, just wanted to just fucking tell these guys, shut the fuck up. Right. They'd be driving, and they're like, well, you guys remember when no one mentioned the strip club. You guys can't remember. No one. And man, that's so many times I want to turn around. I want to just stop the bus and get the fuck out. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's just, you're lying. You know, and that's just, so when men can understand who they are, and they understand, like, cool, like, I know my personal, like, I don't even date heterosexual. You're heterosexual, maybe a couple times, but I don't want to get in situations there's going to be conflict. I know who I am, you know who you are, you know what you want. Why would I even do that?
Right.
So, I mean, my perfect ratio is, you know, I mean, I have it down to this thing. I want 70% lesbian, 30% bisexual. There you go. That's my perfect lifestyle.
Yeah,
you know,
it's perfect lifestyle for a lot of guys.
Well, I mean, it works because you know, sometimes I don't have a lot of time, but I don't want them being lonely or hanging out. You know, and so I hang out with women that like women as much as I do, because then it's cool. You go out there and go, oh yeah, it's good. We think, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
That works. Not like guys come with me and going, hey, how do I change my wife? You don't, dummy. You made the agreement. Well, that's not cool with her.
Right.
So just know what you want, and then stick to that, and don't be a wuss, and you know, coming out of like poverty mentality and be like, well, I'm gonna lie because you're afraid of giving up something. No, if you're gonna lie, give it up. You know, go find it. It's there's only billions of people in the world.
Right.
I mean, think of America. What, 330? You know, well, let's say 150,000 real people, and then people that voted for Biden. I mean, bottom line is this. I mean, think of America, 330 million people. Okay, there's, what, 8 billion people in the world? Imagine if you took all the people out of America, okay, or just replaced it with women. Everywhere you went, they're just women. That's 330 million. We got, what, 8 billion. You can't, I know people that have fetishes for the weirdest shit in the world. If you can't find a guy, okay, or a girl who likes, you know, small midget, you know, one-legged kleptomaniacs, there's someone out there like that. You just got to find it.
To their defense, that's pretty niched, man.
That's how niche it is. There's 8 billion. Can you imagine, like, one of those little things that you play with? I don't know. You probably didn't play with things like this. The little square, you have the round, and you have the square, and you have the star. Well, that's what they're trying to plug people into. Like that's insane. I think you have 8,000 of those things, and they all have to fit in that. No, like, we're unique. Right. We are. Each person is their own unique solution to every problem on Earth. You appreciate that and who you are and your uniqueness. Fucking awesome. You know, don't try to be like me, and I'm not gonna try to be with you, because then we just limit the choices that are available in the world.
Mm-hmm. That's, you know, they say that you should. Monica, my girlfriend, she told me this. She said, if you should always revert back to what you did all the time as a kid. As far as,
except for shit your pants and
except for that,
you're gonna wear diapers.
You know what you love to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who you love to be, who you want to be, that person you were before society went in and started, you know, rewiring your brain to fit to what they want.
It's consensual consciousness. It's like it's you know, it's like I do poetry, and it's like in group society, consensual consciousness provides safety from truth. He's protected by the universal laws which permeates existence. You know, each I can't remember the rest. It's like fucking long. Trust me, I got 50 minutes in my head. But it's just consensual consciousness. Why? Because group feels safe together as someone, and they're programmed to anything that's different to be wary of it, which is fine. It's a smart thing to do. However, you don't take away the rights of a person if they have the value because they're different than the way you think, because you're fearful. So, I don't know.
I totally agree. So,
now, Mythos Sebastian, listen, if you're watching this, I'm going to get this thing out because I was working on it all day. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna get it out to you guys.
And I'll let go of him right like in a few minutes here, guys. Thank you so much for being patient. But I had to have him on the show. He had to be on the show.
I had to invite him to my house to up his game and give him a better. So remember, do you appreciate this studio compared to his?
Compared to my humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
listen.
good. Joe Rogan started like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You got to be cool with fucking up. You got to be cool with looking stupid at the beginning. Everyone should get used to it. Everyone should get used to feeling like you look like a jackass fool. But that's okay, because if you stay there, then you are a jackass fool.
I thought I looked cool, but I mean.
No, it is cool that you did it. It takes balls in. You made a switch from a poverty mentality to going up the ladder because that's what happens. You're not going to have it all. Like, I mean, fuck. I mean, to this day, there's a reason why. I mean, you see my car. I have a fucked up Prius, and I love my Prius. But people are like, well, why don't you get a better car? Because, first of all, it's like my gold digger filter. I go, second of all, it's like, why? I love that car.
Yeah.
That can make me more of a man. I have a little fucking Yorkie poo. I had a Yorkie poo until the coyote ate it. I have a Maltese. It's a little baby dog, and a Prius. Like, my big truck and my big pit bull don't make me a man. That makes me feel like when I watch guys like that, I'm like, okay, well, cool. You're a typical guy.
That's why people don't really respect or trust a lot of the online marketers today, because they'll show up in their rented Lamborghinis and their rented spaced mansions talking about, I made all this money and you could do it too if you buy my program.
I'm not going to diss money at all.
Right.
People are putting it out there. Listen, I've seen those something. I'll watch. If I learn something cool, it was worth it for me. I don't care. As long as I'm not getting ripped off. If I decide to pay for it, cool. No one's going to twist your arm, but fuck, the marketing guys, they make a lot of money.
Right, yeah,
And all the guys I taught, they're all millionaires. And they're like...
Right, but they're real millionaires, though. They're real millionaires. They're not showing. They don't have to put out this lifestyle imagery.
Oh, yes, they do.
They do, but it's authentic. It's them. It's who they are. They earned that. And a lot of people they fear that inauthenticity when it comes to marketing online, because everybody kind of puts that image out there.
The marketing guys are different. That's definitely different. 'Cause I've gone to some of these, like, trust me, I've gone to where these guys are millionaires and millionaires selling the dating stuff. And I'm like, wow, okay. But, I'm not going to sell out and put something out there. Like, I had one marketer, I don't want to get into it, wanted me to do and say shit that I didn't agree with. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
And some guys have said stuff, and I bought into it when I was there a little bit, but not anymore. If it don't feel right, it don't feel right. So, but that's the evolution of being a man. Like, we didn't understand this. Like, I didn't understand, like, girls I cheated on, I lied and shit. I didn't understand who the fuck I was. I'm discovering that. So you can't go against nature. So you discover it. Hopefully you grow from it. You learn. Say sorry that you were a piece of shit then, or you just didn't know. You just didn't know. But now when you get more evolved and educated, and you know who you are. Mm-hmm. You don't need to lie. You're just like, does it fit my criteria for who I want in my life? No? Cool. Yes? Great. But you should know that. Mm-hmm. You got to know who you're... If you don't know who you are, you're screwed. That's why I get mad at the guys. I'm not mad at them, but I'm like, if you can't invest 15 minutes a day just having stuff shovels your way, you're really not... wanting to change. You're doing it as some kind of fluff.
Right, yeah.
So, I don't know.
What advice would you give to the modern guy who's looking at this, who's not in the program yet, which you should be?
They should be. They're stupid. I think anyone should be in that program.
Anyone. And that's the cool thing about Mythos of Masculinity is, it's a program for men, but women can also benefit from it as well if they really wanted to.
As long as they don't listen. I mean, there's certain trances, like I told your girl, I said, you can listen to this because it's neutral. Uh-huh. I wouldn't suggest you get into the warrior mode and feel your masculinity running through, but there's certain trances that are there. But
she and I are arm wrestling.
You can't beat self-improvement. Mm-hmm. As long as you understand, like I'm not a big fan of affirmations, because I understand that, you're not going to solve a problem. That's what Einstein said. You can't solve a problem on the same problem level that it was created. Unless, that's why I did the meta yes, is because I laid down in the neurology, things that already existed, like the yes and the no, like understand what your anchor is for a no. Like, I'm not going to let anyone fuck with my friends. No, you'll build that in. I am not going to do a lot of it. No, so you build that in, you create that anchor, and then you have your meta yes, things that you're stoked on. My name's Eric. Yes, it's a conviction. If I see $100 on the floor and no one's around, yes.
Right.
So I separated my neurology purposely, anchored it in, and now when you were saying an affirmation, like it takes forever. Like, okay, I'm positive. I'm a powerful, positive dude. Great, a positive. It will eventually get in there through repetition, but why not just piggyback it and anchor it to something that's already in your neurology as a foundational way of being, a conviction. So now we have this anchor. Now they're like, I'm a powerful dude. Yes, you step in, you get that anchor, you instantly get into your neurology, just like the meta no. Okay, eat sugar. No. So if you don't have that, like that's just skill. Like, so you have to go above the level and say yes to this belief. Okay, because if you're on the same level, then it's got to work itself in. So you go above it, logical level, look down, frame it, and then build it in association with your neurology. There's something that's already existing anyways. Like that's why when it's so funny because everyone has everything in their neurology. I get passionate.
I respect it, man.
Because
they respect it too, man.
It's because like people are like, I'm not confident. I'm like, you sure about that? And they're yes. I'm like, you really sure about that? And they're yes. I know for a fact I'm not confident. I go, you sound pretty confident about that belief. And they're like, so what else? Because that's confident. So everything can be flipped around on us. Everything, like. Everything. We got everything we already need. Like that's why it's like therapy or work with people. It's like, go next. I mean, I kicked you out. I kicked just something. You're like, hey, okay, go get out of here now. I got shit to do.
Right.
I ain't got time to fuck around. Like
Yeah, and you walk out and you're like, wait, I don't feel that way anymore. And then you try to feel that way, and you're like, no, it's gone.
Done.
It's gone. He fixed it.
It's not that I fixed it. It's because you already have this. You already have the solutions in there. That's why when people come to me, I'm just like. I understand now when Richard Bandler, the guy who was co-creator of Neuralink Probe, said, I changed by the problem now, not the hour, because it doesn't make sense, because you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I'm going to hang out with this guy because he's already made his change. Like, there's stuff that sometimes takes a little deeper because it's you got secondary gain going on, you got different things that are associated. Sometimes you got to pick them apart. But most people, in and out. Transform, go, bop, next.
So if you can take all the men that are in America, or just all the men in the world, if they were all in your office right now looking to be hypnotized so that they could be the most confident, dominant, masculine versions of themselves, how would you go about that?
Well, first of all, I would say you don't need to come to me. I mean, like, trust me, it's a lot faster. It's called time binding. You don't need to come to me. I'd rather them understand. A lot of times I won't do trans people or help people because I don't want them to get in the idea that they need me to be powerful. So first of all, I just let them know, like, look, you don't need me. You're smart. You're here because you're going to make things a lot quicker. But you're not going to get a lot of, you can't rely on that. It's got to be self-confident sustainability.
Right.
So that would be the first thing I say is, I'm not your hero. I don't want to be your guru. Like, people are like, can I hang out? No. I don't want to be people. Like, I could be a fucked up guru. I could be worse than Jim Jones. I know a lot of shit. I could fuck up a person's head if I really wanted to. I could do a lot of things. And some of these gurus, man, they got it pretty good.
Right.
I'm thinking, well, got limos and people are just giving them shit. Like, trust me, I could do that. So, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm glad I'm not a fucking psychopathic, what do they call it? What do they call those things?
Serial killers.
Ego maniac needing people.
Yeah.
I don't want people following me. I don't want like you see it. I didn't want my name in the book. I try to not go big because I want my freedom. I love my freedom. I remember when I was little. You want to be famous? Yeah, that's the stupidest thing in the world. Like that looks horrible.
Right.
I mean, that's why that whole inner group is there because they just hang out with each other, and that's why they don't like normal people, is because they hang out, but then they get resentful because these people are bugging them, and they create this little weird circle inside, and they start doing weird shit because they're bored and they can't go out there. So hey, let's get our parties to get pretty crazy.
Yeah.
How young can we get?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
So you would basically rewire that for these men to not necessarily care about what other people think and to beat on the sound of their own drum and just.
Yeah, there's a balance. It's not you don't care about what people think. I mean, let's just say it's not that you don't care about what people think. You care about your freedom so much that you don't let their opinion of you matter. Now, if it happens to be, and a few people say it, you got to check that. You can't be like full on arrogant and not look at it. You have to look at it, but there's a lot of times where I'm like, no, that's not it at all. No, but you're wrong. Okay, I can say that because I know me. You're not going to tell me how to be me. You know, I know me better than anyone. The point is, if there's a pattern, you got to look at it. Bottom line is, though, you just got to appreciate that your freedom of what you think and the unique perception you have in the world, for the most part, is the most important thing. I care so much about that freedom. Yeah, I don't give a shit most of the time what people think, because I have a fucking good time living.
Of course.
You know, I'm like, my wife gets mad. I will pee anywhere, literally. Like, everywhere, anywhere. I have to pee, I will pee. You know, there's people, I don't care. I don't care what people think. You know, like, you're wearing fucked up clothes. I don't care. You know, I don't care what people think. I care more about I enjoy my life, not worrying about what people think. Or that I don't place myself in the category. Like, trust me, my wife hates that shit. You know, why are you driving this car? I don't want to drive in the car with you. Okay, cool. Fucking get an Uber. I'll drive, you know. I love my car. I even painted the hood black. I got a black hood and a fucking dented and it's duct taped. I don't give a shit. It is cool.
Yeah.
And I had a menage a trois and got chlamydia at the same time during that. Who can claim that?
No one.
Okay, in a Prius. Okay?
That's pretty awesome.
One of 5 times. I'm cured. Okay? I'm cured. Trust me. I test. I got a frequent flyer card at the STD clinic. Literally. They gave me one. But just start using this. It saves you a lot and us time. Okay, cool. Serious. It's not a joke. So, yeah, but I'm straight up about it. I know, like, I know. Like the other day, you saw that girl.
Yeah.
We were having this conversation. She wanted to have sex with me, and I wouldn't have sex with her. She was good looking, right? And because she wanted to use a condom. I don't like condoms. Don't want to use them. Okay, there's no reason for me to have sex with someone, to have sex and not be able to feel it at all. Okay, even putting the lube inside it doesn't even help. Okay, I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it to me. So she didn't understand, and I said, look, I trust me, I'm way cleaner than you because I test. I go, you're pretty, I'm sure, promiscuous. She said she was. And I go, you haven't been tested for a year. I have a way better chance. You know, but I'm not going to settle. Like, I'm not, like, I enjoy and know myself well enough. I'll enjoy it, trust me. I would love to. But I'm not going to settle my standard. Okay, and that's what I kept on saying. I had the feminist come to me. I'm like, deal breaker. You know, we're joking. This girl's like, I think you should frame it better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's okay. That was properly. And because she thought it was coming across raw, but it was just a good conversation. And the other one was just as weird as I was. So I'm like, you're just coming into this conversation. You're framing it like, what do you mean? I said deal breaker because I wouldn't have sex with her. You know, well, deal breaker, you know. And so we had the conversation, and we did it, and we both wanted to. But I'm not going to lower my standards. And she was going to lower her standards, and cool, we can enjoy that. Now the girl came in, I finally was like, okay, then give me a solution. I'm willing to be masculine here, and I will listen. So what's a better word? Because she thought it was aggressive. And I was like, okay, well, you know, we were having a good conversation, having fun. So I said, then tell me, what is your solution to that? And she couldn't come up with it. And I'm like, I'm listening. You know, and she's like, well, I go, I'm listening. It's really rude to critique someone or tell them how to do something when you don't have the solution. So I'm listening to the solution. Here, I am. And then I got
Put her on the
passionate.
Spot. Yeah.
And I said, so don't come at me and tell me how I should be. Okay, when you're in a situation when you don't have the solution to it. I stopped. And I said, maybe I can evolve. Let me see. But no, you're going to get what you get. Straightforward.
Maybe I can evolve. Nah.
No, I sat there and listened. I said, well, let me see what she has to say. And I listened. I said, what would you? Well, it's because I go, tell me the solution. What should I have said? And she couldn't come up with it.
Sounds to me like she was trying to just control the frame.
A lot of women do. And I understand the situation. I mean, you know, I had to help her out as well because she had a situation happen to her. So I can understand where control or frame or it's all fear-based. But if me and, having a conversation, and I'm like, she was basically telling me, you know, we were joking back and forth. I'm like, well, that's because conversation gets sometimes strange, you know, but it's because we're having fun and we can go there. We have the freedom to go into la la land and make stuff up.
Yeah.
And so I was going, yeah, you just can't take it because you're a weak bitch. You know, and she's like, well, that's because you're a fucking stupid little fucking weak dickhead. You know, you're like a pussy. And I was like, and we're laughing. And the one girl says, oh my God. I'm like, see, we're laughing. We're having fun. You know, the moment you let anything, you know, affect your neurology, man, you're a slave to that. You know, I mean, that's the whole thing. And so would you rather freedom or would you rather let a word trigger you? Words should not trigger anyone. Like that's, just a black and white thing. But even the N word, okay, I'll say that. You're still kind of a slave to it if it affects you. Like you get to the point where you're just like, when you hear that out of someone, you just feel sorry for them because they're just uneducated. Mm-hmm. And so that shouldn't get you mad. That should just get you feeling sorry for people because a word's not going to make me mad. I mean, I've had people punch me in the face, fucking spit on me, working and things. I warned them once, but I'm like, you're not going to trigger me like that. Like, you can't say a damn thing to me.
Yeah, you better than me, man. Ain't nobody spitting in my face.
Yeah, whatever. It's all right. He was peeing on some guy's car, and his friend came up and hit me, because I wrapped him up and hit me, and I tripped over the thing, fell in the bush, got up pissed, wanted to know what happened, so I chased him down. But his, and I listen, you've even seen me, like I stopped some looters. I don't know if you saw that video.
That was hilarious.
I can make people cry. I know how to hurt people. But I don't. Like, he was crying.
You said you was going to F me up.
It happens a lot.
Don't go in front of me, motherfucker.
I have this knack for running into fights and stuff.
So funny, dude.
But it happens a lot. Like I could fuck people up, seriously.
Dude.
But even with that guy there, like, he came at me and he was, I've had people bite, try to rip my eyes out, all kinds of shit. And I'll just put him in a simple thing that really hurts and it'll make you cry. But, that guy, there wasn't a scratch on him. And in 26 years, I've only had to get physical 6 times, only because it was out of control.
Right.
I could have fucked people up if I liked that. That used to be that way in the strip clubs. The way it was at the end of the night, we talked about who could get tossed the furthest. And I didn't feel good about that. Because I understand if a person is fighting or a person's looking to fight, man, they're already hurting somewhere in their fucking. I don't want to double up on that. Why would I add pain to someone else's pain that they already have? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just a weak way of doing it. But it's, it's the whole. That what I'd say is toxic masculinity. And you need to prove yourself. Like, there's beta guys. Let's break it down. You got your beta guys and you have your alpha guys. So that's great, but I still think alpha guys are pretty weak because it's competition. Like, you have beta, alpha, then you have what I call the aloha. And there's like Johnny Soporno and Lance, Zan, Aaron, and Brent. These are guys that we don't look at you. You're not competition. There is no competition. You're you, I'm me, and that's the way it is. Mm-hmm. And that's like the next level. It's not based on got to be better, beat you. That's weak. So, if you're a beta, try not to be alpha. Alpha's good. It's got characteristics which are good and attractive to women.
Sure, yeah.
But aloha's like, are you enjoying life? Did you not have to beat anyone out for your position? It's not like everyone's a winner, okay, because it's not that. Mm-hmm. It's, you believe in abundance. Like, literally, like, I will give shit away all day long because I know how I love going to thrift stores. I find deals. I'm like, someone would like that, and I'll give shit away. It's based on abundance.
Right.
It's not, I got to beat you to be the king of it. No, man. You think like that, you're still limited.
Right. Yeah.
Abundant is, like, you don't get shit. I'm like, you want this? You want this? Here, you want this? Hey, you're like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's still shocking to me because I struggle with that sometimes,
Well, that's like my wife. She's from Bulgaria. And so they make like $6,000 a year, I guess, on the average. So she's got this. Sometimes she don't understand. I love the thrift. I love shopping, for sure. But I get good deals. Like I don't know, $100,000 worth of shit here for like $2,000. I'll find deals and I like deals, and I wish I was like that earlier, because back in the day, man, I would save so much money. I will never buy anything new again because everything I get is just thrift store. I'll find it. I'm like, man, I really wish I would have learned that. If there's one thing I teach man is don't fucking pay price of retail. Man, you can find there's so much stuff out there to save money, to invest in what other things, so where the fuck was I going with this? Where was I going with this?
Shoot, man, you're just going, dog. Right, you're just free flowing, abundant. I love it. I wonder.
It must be the great wine you bought.
Well, I thank you.
Hey, this little dash of cork.
Are there any questions in there?
Yeah, any questions? I'll try this thing.
People are just blown away.
So
they're just too blown away. They don't even have questions. They're just like, oh my gosh.
Battery's almost dead.
My battery's almost dead.
Is my battery dead?
Almost.
Hey.
Dang.
Cool.
That's cool, man.
Here's a question for you guys out there. Would anyone think that Steve Jobs would be really pissed? I used to love Apple. I still like Apple. But it's just not the same.
It's not the same.
No, not really.
It's not the same. Like, Steve Jobs would be pissed. He'd be having some. So, there's a leader. Leader is going to have a strong point of view.
Yeah.
Like a thought pioneer. Because you understand that man, you're creating shit out of the ethos. You are being the magician. That's why I can't wait to get to that. You're creating shit, and it's already hard to create shit, for things with that old belief system, that can disappear and find it super easy because you align with it 100%. But he was aligned, He did what he has to do to make what he had to happen, and he made the world change. People thought he was an asshole. Well, maybe he was just. I understand that, because sometimes it's only you that believes that in the world. It was only me believing what I believed, and trust me, I fucking, like I said, the haters, man, all kinds of people hate me. Hate me because, I'm hanging out with the girls that they've been trying to play nice guy with, or, women are like, okay, and like, you don't see a lot of my friends ever come over here because no wife lets them over here. Why? Because my lifestyle. They don't like me. I'm the asshole. I'm the whatever I am. Because, trust me, they don't want their men around me.
Right.
Why? Because I live a certain free lifestyle. So no matter what, bottom line is, you better get good at people hating you. And my philosophy on haters is like, I look at haters and I'm like just amused, and I feel sorry for them, because when you hate, there's anger. When there's anger, there's acid moving through your body, which lowers your pH balance, which should be like 7.3. So when you're angry, you're actually doing more harm to you. So like, how can you be mad at a person that's like walking down the street, oh, you fucking asshole? It's like they're slapping themselves. You're like, okay, like I'm an asshole, and they're slapping themselves. And that's just amusing. So anytime a person hates, first of all, they're distracting from their own life, because when you're really busy and you're doing what you want to do, you ain't got time for bullshit. So anyone that hates or says stuff, they just don't have a life, or they haven't figured out what it is.
Right.
And you can't really hate on a person who's slapping themselves in the face, because it's kind of amusing. It's kind of like, yeah, hit me more. I like watching you, like slap yourself in the face, because I know you're angry, and that's acidic, and acidic basically robs your fucking body of calcium. That's really what osteoporosis is. You know that?
I didn't know that, no.
Osteoporosis, I study a lot. But osteoporosis, for the most part, is caused by milk.
Well, I don't drink milk anymore.
Milk doesn't. It's lactose, and lactose is sugar, and sugar goes in there, creates acidic in the body, and then the body has to rob the calcium to neutralize the acid, which is the base. So milk's actually horrible for that. So a lot of people get osteoporosis because of an acidic body. So it robs the base from the calcium, neutralize it, there you go. So,
that's freaking that's freaking crazy.
It's dumb. Everything you think is reversed. That's really the way it is. We shouldn't be eating either. We should be eating once, fasting mostly. I don't want to get into autophagy. Looking at that, 2017 Nobel Peace Prize. The less you eat, the healthier you are. After 36 hours, like this is basically it. Like breakfast, lunch, dinner. They taught us that. We didn't eat that way. Right. Because when you eat that way, your body is thinking it's satisfied. It just creates these cells. I don't want to we'll get into it next time.
Good joke.
I can go off, dude.
No problem, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man. They're going to love this too.
Bring another one of those bottles.
So you drink now?
No. Yeah, I still don't like the taste of it. I don't understand it.
Oh man.
Yeah, it tastes like just chalk.
It's a lot like when the kings used to eat to the point where they got gout. We call that the king's disease, right? Gout is like one of the most painful diseases you could ever have. But if you had it, you were a king. Yeah, wine doesn't necessarily have that effect on you, though, which is a good thing.
On me or you?
Oh, it doesn't have me.
You said you, so
I'm superhuman, so okay. I wouldn't know.
Kind of like, who's the Avenger dude?
Hulk?
No.
Black Panther?
No, the other dude. They got the wings and shit. I don't know.
Thor?
I don't know. I don't pay too much attention to that. I'm Hypnotica. I'm in another universe.
Yeah, and I think that's why.
Well, that's what we'll get back to. Let's close that loop all the way from the beginning. How to get back into it?
How did you get back into
Hypnotica? I'm going to answer the question. You think I forgot about that? I'm going to answer the question. It's
right.
called an open loop in hypnosis, by the way.
That's a fire.
It's a long time ago, huh?
It's like,
bottom line is Hypnotica was created,
okay,
out of hypnosis and erotic. So it's erotica, Hypnotica, And so I used to do a stage show, which it's comedy, but bottom line, that's the essence of it. Hypnosis, erotica, it's what I do, Hypnotica. And everyone should, really dream big, like Hypnotica. Like it's your alter ego. Like who do you want to be?
Right.
That's where you got to. That's who I wanted to be. And there it is. So I answered the question you originally started with.
That yeah.
I'm gonna close up that loop completely.
I think we closed it up here. So you have the mythos of masculinity. How can people get involved with that? How can guys get involved with that?
I don't know. You're the marketer. Well, you said you'll handle all of it. You tell me.
Okay. For those who don't, for those who want to get involved with the Mythos of Masculinity, where he literally goes in your brain, hacks in and redesigns your brain in just 15 minutes a day to make you the most confident, masculine, sexiest, most dominant version of yourself. You can go to his website at hypnotica.org. You can go to his Instagram page where you will.
Do I have an Instagram page?
You have an Instagram page. I built it for you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link there. If you got, you
Go
guys
to Facebook. Just click with it. I don't know.
Go to
Do you have a
Facebook too?
website? I don't know.
Yeah, you got a website. You got a website. You got all this stuff. See, this is what I do. This is what I do for him.
No,
when he's over here
I
asking
do
me
a
what I
lot
do,
more.
when he's asking me, what
I
do you
just
do?
pay
I'm
him.
doing
I
everything.
pay him to do it,
I'm doing everything.
but he don't know the right answer.
I'm doing everything.
What's the actual address of the website?
The address is hypnotica.org.
Okay, that's my website that I built myself.
So if you want to go to the Mythos
The
of
direct
Masculinity,
file. Let's see if you know this.
the mythosofmasculinity.com.
Do we have that? Is it up?
Mythos of Masculinity.
Well, I
Mythos of
I
Masculinity?
bought the domain, but did they link it already?
We'd have to ask Matt.
Well, I'm asking you. I mean, I don't think it's the mythosofmasculinity.com.
No?
I bought it, but I don't think it's linked.
Okay, so the link is hypnotica.org/mythos of masculinity.
Ah.
That is actually the link.
Okay,
I know that for a fact.
Good.
So if you guys want to learn about it, you're going to get met with an epic video sales letter that yours truly wrote, and you're going to get all of the effects and visuals from an award-winning hypnotist. So that's going to be a fun treat. Mind designer. He's not a hypnotist. He's a mind designer. Reframe. And you're going to be met with that. You're going to get involved with the program. He's going to change your life, starting with the first trance. It's going to be unlike you've ever seen. So if you want to learn more about that. But if you want to follow Hypnotica online, you can always go to his YouTube at Eric Von Sydow.
No, I got my YouTube canceled. Remember, they censored me. So I don't know.
Let it out.
I really want to know how to do. Go to Vimeo.
You
Eric
go to-
Von Sydow. There's stuff there if you really want to get some of the stuff that was taken off, but good stuff.
We're in process of building everything back up because you can't.
Bottom line, this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's the rise of the Renaissance man once again.
Okay.
Where men are wise, like back. I mean, people always wonder, "Is that you?" No, that's not me right there. That's like the ancient ones. The ones like Socrates and Aristotle. Like these, the studied men, the wise men, the people that there's like 30 different things they did. That's why like this last week is a bonus, or one of the things I did a whole thing on what's his name, Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
On his whole thing, they created the bifocal. Like men should be multiversed.
Yeah.
So we can end there.
Okay. I appreciate it, man. You want to be multiverse? Join the Mythos of Masculinity and follow Eric Von Sydow at hypnotica.org. He has an Instagram that he doesn't know about.
I
Eric
really
Von
should have
Sydow.
put that pork in.
You should just let me do my job. Is that what you're saying?
No, go get a fish now. We'll filter that.
Okay, we got that, man. But until then, we're gonna go filter this. My name is Josh Copeland. This is the Wind Down. Eric Von Sydow. Thank you so much for blessing my
And let me
show.
know, because I said he has access to this. He can use it anytime he wants. Do you think he should do this or go back to that format? Like, I don't know.
You mean my place, my humble abode?
No, it's a home. It's your home. I'm just talking about production.
You mean my Prius?
No, the thrift store couch that you sit on.
Okay.
You want a couch? I'll give you one.
That was clever. All right. I can respect a good joke. But yeah, no. Thank you so much, Eric, man. And listen, if you guys want to learn more about the Wind Down, you can follow me on Instagram at Josh Wrote That. You can follow me on Josh Wrote That on YouTube.
Don't you ever
Josh
promote
Copeland.
yourself?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, I thought you were promoting. Seriously, I've got a lot of writers that are copywriters, and no one has really been able to like really take into account the words and study and back it up, and it's not going to sell himself out. And right now he's converting 4 or 5% for the Mythos of Masculinity. That's phenomenal.
Perfect.
He's a fantastic writer, and he cares about what he is. So if you have copy that you want, as long as you don't distract from my business, he's fucking top notch.
Wow. Thank you so much, man. It really is a pleasure. All jokes aside, pleasure and honor to work with you, dude. We are going to take over the world with this program and the many more programs to come. You are a gem.
Well, I appreciate it.
Of today. Seriously.
Too.
Thank you, man. Thank you, guys. So that pretty much wraps up today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time on The Wind Down.
there you go.
dude, that was amazing. That was incredible.
I like to make it exciting for you.
Dude.
Yeah, get some real parties in me. It'll be a while.